year's 1997, Woodford County has one of the best wrestling teams the state's ever seen on the mat. Names like Chris Dunn, Joe Carr. And our guest here today, if you would, introduce yourself.
I'm Ian Horn from Woodford County.
And you're a three-time state champion, 1996, 1997, 1998. Now, the 96 video is already on the channel. And, of course, the 98 video will be on the channel as well. But this is Ian's 1997 video. We're not really going to go into what got you into wrestling. We've already kind of covered that in the 96. So we're going to go kind of straight into your 96, 97 year. Now, I like to ask this question to guys that are returning in high school state champions is when you went to a tournament, when you went to a meet, people know who you are. The champs in the building. The champs, you've got a really good team coming in. Do you feel like you got people's best shot, no matter if they were the state chump or the state champ? People was just wanting to be able to say, I scored on the state champ, or I was able to get near fall on the state champ.
Yeah, I mean, at that point, fortunately, I was still in JoJo's shadow, so I was not the best in the room.
And that's hard to, that's incredible to say. Most schools, a three-time state champion, they're going to build a statue for him. But when you got somebody like Joe, and you're saying, I wasn't the best in the room, that's saying something. I mean, that is really saying just how deep that Woodford County team was in 97.
Yeah. As Coach Parks, if you've ever talked with Coach Parks, and Coach Parks was very philosophical at times, but he would just be like, he had his thing. He's like, you're Woodford County or you're the state champ. Everyone's coming after you. And, that was just sort of the mentality that was instilled in me by Parks. Mm-hmm. Even though, Carr was the teacher.
That's what.
But Parks certainly had that. He knew exactly what to say and when to say it.
And I was going to kind of bring that up. I'm glad you said that. From the videos I've done with guys and talked with off camera and stuff, it seems like that, Rusty was the psychologist of the coaching staff, kind of the motivator, and Coach Carr was like the teacher, the instructor, the more technical. Is that a fair assessment, or
if you could put the term to the test, dynamic duo is the best term. Because it was they both had their own specialty. Mm-hmm. Parks, was the head coach,
right?
Believe it or not. Yeah. But he was smart enough to say, "Hey, I want that guy." Yeah. Coaching, but yeah, there were times, Coach was, Parks was the discipliner. He was the planner. I mean, he did all the scheduling. He did, Coach Carr was, for as great as he was as a teacher, he was a terrible organizer, no offense, Coach.
Yeah. And we know you're going to be watching this, Joe. We know you come in.
But that was his thing. He, even Coach Carr would admit to you one day, hey, you got to know who to work and who to put to work.
Right, I got you.
And, Coach Carr, I mean, he would know, hey, this is a job for Rusty. Or, hey, this is a job for so-and-so. Right,
he knew
what he wanted, mm-hmm. and he knew who could do it best.
That's
and as far as everyone was concerned, a division, delegating mm-hmm. responsibilities was the best way to do things. And they were both good at recognizing that. Well, it was a tag team, it was a duo, whatever you want to call it.
And whatever they done, it worked. I mean, they have one of the best runs in state wrestling history. Yeah. Union County now kind of has overtaken the team overall state championships. But that late 90s, early 2000s Woodford County run is...
Yeah, I mean, and believe it or not, Coach Carr was very set in philosophy, but Coach Parks bought into it too. I mean, mm-hmm. like when he disciplined somebody, by God, they listened, it was just, he bought into it, hook, line, and sinker, and they were a great pair.
And that kind of leads us into what we're going to talk about. Let's go over your 1997 152-pound state bracket. Now, this says that you're coming in 54-0.
Is that right?
That's what the bracket says. 50, and it even says it on the video. Okay. So you're coming in undefeated, and a rightfully undefeated season, I should say. But you start off your first round. You're wrestling Terrence Orr from Paducah Tillman. You win that by a pin in 2 minutes and 53 seconds.
Okay.
the second round, or I guess the quarterfinals it would be, you're wrestling Nick. It's Freihaut, Fariat from, I believe that's Oldham County. And you win that by pin in 3 minutes and 57 seconds. Now, if I mispronounce your name, I'm sorry. It's one thing I do before I do videos is I try to get everybody's name, but I just do not know how to pronounce that. I do apologize.
It's been 25 years. I have no idea. So
you get to the semifinals. You're wrestling James Carter from North Hardin. You win that by a 8-1 decision. So you're in the finals, and I kind of alluded to it in '96, but you're wrestling some guy named Brian King from Union County. Now, you wrestled Brian in the '96 state finals.
State quarters.
Or state, the '96 state tournament.
State duels, Hop Town, and state tournament.
So you wrestled him 3 times that year. And you get to the finals, and you're wrestling Brian. Now, just a little bit of a story here. Brian's brother, George King, is on the channel. 2000 state champion from Union County. And I know this is going to make George happy, but as it stands now, George has the most views on the channel. He's like, I think 1,200 views right now on his, and he eats it up. He loves it. He knows that. But actually, after I posted George's video, we met George at the whatever that hotel is there on I-64 at exit 115. Is it the Clarion Inn? The really nice.
There off 75.
Yeah. 6475 there, exit 115, whatever.
That's Newtown Road, Newtown Pike.
Newtown Pike.
Yeah, I think that's we had a 25-year celebration this year, and we from the '96-'97 team met up at the state tournament this year, and we went to one of those hotels right there, and that's where Union County was.
Okay. And,
so it might be the same hotel. I don't know. Embassy Suites is where we went.
Okay, this one
Clarion might be right across the street or something.
Whatever the hotel is, I'll put it in. But George actually drove in from Indianapolis that day to do his video. He'd never seen it. All these years later, I was able to find it. George comes in, and then Brian, his brother, sends me a friend request, and of course, I added him and go back and forth and talk and stuff like that. And I sent Brian the video of this before I met with you.
Was he a senior?
Yes, he's a senior. And Brian had never seen his video.
Oh, wow.
So Brian, was grateful. We was able to show his kids and I guess family and friends stuff. Didn't get to see him wrestle. So Brian, man, it's good that, we was able to share that with you. Now we're getting Ian's perspective of it. I'm sure you'll chime in the comments, hey, Ian poked you in the eye or something. No, I'm kidding.
No.
I'm kidding. I'm just messing.
He has the distinction of being the only guy to ride a state champ for 2 minutes straight.
Oh, really?
So,
so you're wrestling Brian. You're under the lights for the second time. What about your, I guess, being here, your wrestling style had changed from '96 to '97, if anything?
Gotta say this first. Being under the lights, going out for the face-off. I'm talking to you, Brian, but I don't know if you remember this, but you looked like a deer in the headlights, man. Just your eyes. You came out there with your eyes so big, like whoa. But anyway, sorry. Back to your question.
You're fine.
That's one thing that stuck out about me. That and getting rode for the whole second period. But my style.
Yeah, you're like. What do you think about Ian Horn's wrestling style had changed from '96, and if nothing changed, or like, was it still a big deal for you to be under the lights, or like, okay, this is a business trip, or what are we looking at here? Because being under the lights for a second time is, something not everybody can say.
The nervous. I mean, it's like I just said. I walked out there and I saw Brian King's face, and he looked scared because, and not of me. But of the lights. I
can understand that.
And at that point, I was just like, okay. Like, I realized, no, I'm not scared of this, By then, the lights, being in the finals, that stuff didn't scare me. I'd say as a wrestler, I was a bit more solid than I was my sophomore year. But there was no significant change, I don't think.
Okay,
the biggest significant change came my senior year.
That's okay, so, and we'll get to that when we get to '98.
Yeah, sure.
But it's we're back here at the dungeon. Now we're gonna get the camera and everything situated. So, Ian, enough of us talking, man. Let's go back to 1997. You guys are seeing what we're seeing. There's my bingo card for the day again. We're back here under the lights in Frankfurt. Ian, have you seen your 97 in a while? Or has it been a while?
It's been a while.
Okay, let's do this, man. Now, I don't know who the referee is. If you know who it is, leave it in the comments. You're coming out first. Hood on again.
Oh, wow. You went straight into this. You've edited this already.
Yeah. There comes Brian out.
He's a tall dude, isn't he?
He's tall. That traditional Union County Columbia blue, white, and red warm-ups.
Of course, back then they weren't much, so, you know.
Yep.
They had the coach and his son. Got my elbow there.
Now, by this time in Brian's brother's video, George, he's already shot and pretty much got the half in. I think in 2000, George, his brother, wins quickest pin, most pins in the least amount of time, and most outstanding wrestler.
Oh, wow.
He was an animal. We're out. I can see why people remember the hairstyle. You have one of the most distinctive hairstyles.
That was kind of my thing. You know, I remember I had an ankle bracelet that I wore all the time too. Mm-hmm. And when we got to Hoptown, my sophomore year, I had to cut weight to make weight. They made me cut it off.
Oh, really?
And I felt like it was my lucky charm or something. But it was a good day that day anyway. So looks like we're just fighting for head position mainly.
Yeah. No, it's
got that fish hook, working that right arm, trying to work it. He's got head position on me. It looks like.
Yeah. Okay, there you go. Lift. There you go. Got
I'm not even sure I get anything out of this, do I?
Nice little dunk.
Oh, I do.
Yep, you get a takedown. 2.
And at this point, I'm still terrible on top. So, can you see I'm not even off my knees there. Not putting good pressure on.
He
gets away.
1, neutral. Nice little shot. Tries for a trip. There you go. Now, good defense, though. Really good defense. Come on, Brian. You got to finish that, man. What are we doing?
I think I actually get 2 off of this.
Oh, do you really?
I get a 3. I get the 3 points. I get his shoulder, his right leg, and I got his ankle hooked. He's got my ankle hooked, but they counted as me. But that's how it is. You had to have 3. Back in the day, you had to have 3 points. I don't know what it is like today, but I think the period is about to end here.
Yep.
I might be up.
Good memory.
4-1.
That's what I've got, yes. 4-1, 2 takedown and a escape.
And now I get rode for 2 minutes.
All right, he defers. You're taken down. You took down without even thinking about it. Is that just something?
I'm not sure I did. I didn't take down out of thinking. I'm pretty sure that Coach Carr told me to go down.
Okay. Reason I guess, let me rephrase that, is like that was something that you knew you were going to be going down pretty much. Woodford County, that's something a lot of other guys are saying.
Naturally, at the time, unless I was wrestling Hank Penner and I get the first choice, it was neutral. But, against one of the Lee brothers, when I wrestled one of the Lee brothers, I took neutral.
Okay.
But, it's almost an automatic takedown.
Right.
But when I called it, I was already looking at Coach Carr.
I got you.
And the idea was that, all right, I'm going to get loose.
Okay.
And I never did. This is perhaps the most frustrating 2 minutes of wrestling I had in high school, right here.
You heard that, Brian. We're going to save that audio clip.
I got made fun of for this, by some of my teammates. By some of my teammates didn't play. But
now, you're trying to, like a switch right there. Nope.
There were a lot of moments where it looked like I was out.
Now, right here, he's got to be, panicking because you've got his leg over your shoulder. That's a easy turn. I'm not saying easy, but I guess somebody not as good.
If we weren't on the edge, I would have a good chance of getting out or a reversal.
I do like you.
So at this point, I'm still working hard on the reversal, But if you had just said to me earlier that I was one of the best people about circling out, well, watch this match. Brian King's a little better than I was. Look, I stand up and he's pushing me straight out of bounds. He's a big boy.
Yeah, he was gonna say he's a pretty good size youngster, 97.
I'm on my feet in the middle of the mat. We're going straight out here. I think at one point I even dropped to my knees and was like, "Hey, he's holding his hands."
Oh, locking hands, locking hands. All right, we're out.
Yeah. Oh, there's that dude from Northern Kentucky.
Was it Tom Hardy by chance? Wasn't Tom? I have to look and see.
No, this is the guy that Woodford County did not like as a ref.
Oh. All right.
Yeah, I mean, bottom and top. The mat wrestling was my weakest.
Trying for another switch
pretty much until I was a senior. I was pretty weak on bottom. I was very weak on bottom. And in fact, even through my senior year, I never got. Our style. We practiced all the Granby stuff.
Right.
What's that thing where you run on your head? You know what I'm talking about? Daniel Knight was really good at it.
Without
shrug.
Shrug. Okay.
Yeah.
Shrug.
I think I did it right there.
I seen it kind of look up.
I was. I knew the fundamentals. But for me, whenever you made a movement on bottom, and you had pressure against you coming against your back, the easiest thing to do was push back, and then you both come straight up. That's how physics works.
Yeah,
and so like
it's science, people. It's science.
Like that was the easiest thing for me to do. It was just like, look, I'm trying to go out here, but he's pushing into me, so I'm coming up. I mean,
that's something you can tell that I guess you've drilled 1,000 times. Is anytime like you're on the edge, or anytime your feet come off, as soon as you land, you're looking for that switch. That's what it looks like from here, anyway. Good trip. So
yeah, a standing switch was always a good.
he did
I just got rode for 2 minutes. There you go, folks.
You seen it first, right here.
I think it was the first and only time that whole year I got rode.
So
and in the state finals,
Brian's gonna take down. So knowing you've just been rode for 2 minutes, are you frustrated? Has your game plan changed?
I was look at that. I let him go straight away.
Oh, yep.
I was totally frustrated. I was totally mad. I was angry. I felt like that he was stalling, and
trip. There it is. There it is.
And see, how did I not get a takedown there?
No.
I mean, I didn't have control, but if anything, he wrestled that edge of the mat really, really well. I like I said, I wrestled him 3 times my sophomore year. Each time, he took me down one time, the first time we wrestled, and I never took him lightly ever since. And like you saw, I beat him 20-5 there, and the year before, and so I'm confident coming in, but it was not the most satisfying win, to say the least.
I can understand that. I really can.
Look at me. I'm not even like pumped. I'm just like, all right, let's do this.
Let's go. All right, you got stuff like front headlock going on. Trying to shrug that arm down.
And like, if anything, this is probably still a big weakness of mine is finishing, and that was, I remember beginning of my career, I had a great shot, but I was a terrible finisher. And by the end of my freshman year, I started to become a finisher. And my sophomore year, I was pretty strong. But look here, I'm still not a strong finisher. And he was strong enough to hold me off. We're both standing up at this point.
Yeah.
He's holding me off. He's doing. Coach Carr couldn't have taught it any better. If someone shoots in on you, you're circling out, and the next thing you're out of bounds.
Yeah.
This guy. he took the book we had and threw it at me.
All right, so I think you just got Brian for stalling there.
I don't know what he's doing there. I think I'm hanging on by now. Look at that. I'm not.
All right, so got you for stalling.
Did he really?
Yep.
Oh, I think the match must be. It's close.
It's got to be close to being over.
Oh, that's it. Because I would never stall.
Oh, yeah.
But.
Good time.
You know, and you only do that. You only do that. At least I only did it because it was the thing that Woodford Countyans or state champions did is they had to throw the number up there.
Had to.
And I only did it for them, not for me.
That's all of JoJo's thumbnails. I've got him like 1, 2, 3. I've got him holding up his hands. And here's your medal ceremony. It's pretty cool. Got the bracket on top of the world.
Brian doesn't look happy, does he?
Yeah, no. And then this has the team. So back-to-back team state titles as a sophomore and as a junior.
I can't remember. I think our 97 team won by a bigger margin.
Oh, yeah.
But I feel like our
97
96 team was better.
Y'all's 97 team killed it.
That's when John Paul... We had a good senior team that year.
Mm-hmm.
We had a really good senior team that year. Is that Whitaker?
Whitaker,
tall dude in the helmet.
Whitaker, Chris Dunn. Like
And
the mascot.
Mike Kidd. Josh Rufus Burton.
And there it is, man. Your 97 video. Did it play out differently than you remember?
Not at all. I got rode for 2 minutes.
And
Not at all.
I think that's the best part so far we've done is being rode out for 2 minutes. I think just how much that all these years later you're still like, I'm not saying mad at yourself, but like, man, why did I get rode out for 2 minutes?
No, I mean if you watch the match, I mean he was a master of the ring. He knew exactly. I mean it was all the things that coaches taught you about how to wrestle the edge of the mat.
Yep.
And he took me to school on it.
Well, that's all we've got for 97. We got one more video within today, 1998. We're going to wrap this one up. We'll see you guys in 1998.